try and get a couple of notes out of it, you know, or try and emulate what you heard. I really never sort of learnt, you know, theory or anything. It was just something, you know, I'd look at some of my brothers, look at the positions where their finger was, and you would hope that you would get it right.
And there you guys have it. Hell's Bells, played on an Explorer just like Angus did in the studio. I'm totally kidding. Angus did not play that on an Explorer. I don't have an SG anymore. So this is just what we're rocking today. Now I want to show you this little snippet of the solo here because with so many of Angus' solos, the devil is in the details. You might hear it and be like, I can play that solo. And, you know, we can play the general idea of it, but when you really start kind of going through it with a fine-tooth comb, you see so many little things, just concepts that you can add to your own playing tucked away inside of his. Now, if you guys would like the tabs for today's lesson, I will link those down below for you. And if you really want to dive more into Angus's style of playing, the way he uses the pentatonic scale, rolling his fingers, I have an Angus Young course that we're going to be running a big old sale on this week, 80% off. That is the biggest way to support the channel if you like what we're doing here. And yeah, let's get to the lesson. Alright, so let's dive into this. So one of the cool things that Angus is always incorporating into his style is blurring the line between major and minor, typically pentatonic. Now, you start off here, the background rhythm is doing this. At a D, so he goes unison bend here, so 10th fret on the high E string to 13 on the B. And here's another one of those, like I said before, devil in the details, is he goes kind of like D minor pentatonic, but after he does that unison bend, he's going to go 12th fret, kind of pre-bent, let it fall, and then go to 10. So, okay, so you have that part. Now, again, a lot of these things, you want to listen to the actual solo to try to get Angus's phrasing totally right. I think that it's natural that we just kind of infuse your own phrasing into it unintentionally. But after that part, Angus goes up here to a little double stop. He's going to play 15th fret on the B and 14 on the G. And when he does a lot of this stuff, you hear him like picking them, sometimes together, sometimes they're individualized. So, okay, so he's hitting that double stop here, and then what he does is he throws one hammer-on in there, right in the middle of it. He goes from 14 to 17 on the G. So you have, yep, just right there, one time. And I thought that was really, really cool. And if you listen to him, you hear him go back to hitting both strings, and then at the very end, you hear him go, you hear him hit just that 15th fret on the B, and the note fall down, kind of slide off the fretboard. Now the next part, it goes, okay, so we're going to go 15th fret on the B to 17th fret on the B, and you bend that up a full step. Then you go to 17 on the high E string. Now, one of the cool things that Angus does, and I see some people do sometimes, is when he does his double stop kind of like country, you know, he doesn't always just go straight to both notes. He, you know, separates them a little bit. He goes, okay, so 15, 17, bend up a full step, and then 17 on the high E string, and then you start playing them together. So you got, now before he does this next lick, listen to the notes he plays. You hear that bend fall. So he's still holding that 17 on the high E string and 17 on the B, and you hear the note fall down. Again, it's the little things inside of his solos. Right there, you hear that fall down, and you go, which he is now going back kind of this major pentatonic. Okay, so you have that, let it fall down, and then you're gonna go 15th fret, hammer on 18, pull off to 15, and then 17 on the G, and then back to 15. Now the next part here is the rhythm changes. We go. So we're gonna shift up here to 19, bend it up a full step, and then grab 20 on the B. So 19 on the G, 20 on the B. You could do the same thing here, but this sets us up a little bit nicer for the next lick. You don't have to shift so much. So you have that bend by itself, and then you bring that second note in there, and then you play them together. So now next is one of the coolest rock and roll licks ever played. It goes like this. Now this part here, again, lots of little things in here happening. So you come off that double bend, that unison. And let me switch back to less distortion for you. You're gonna go like this. It's just walking down your pentatonic scale. So you're gonna be going 17 on the high E string, 20 to 17 on the B. I think he picks everything, but maybe there's a pull-off in there that I'm not hearing. Now you're gonna go to 19 on the G. So it's kind of like the classic rock lick. 19, bend up, come back down, pull off the 17. Now, what happens next is really cool because you go to 19 on the D and roll your finger, 19 on the G. Angus is always rolling his fingers. Now you go to 17 on the G and you give it a little bit of a bend. It's not a straight note. It's a little bit of that bluesy kind of almost up to the major third. Now you're gonna go 19, 17 on the D, back to 20 on the B. Look at the string skip that we just had to do here. Bend it up, and pick it again and add your vibrato. Okay? Oh, it's such a good lick, man. You go from like one of the best rock and roll licks ever to another one of the best rock. It's like they're right there beside each other. So this part here, again, same area that we're in, but we're gonna go it was 17 to 20 on the high string and a pull off to 17. So then you bend 20 on the B up full step, 17 on the high string. So then I'm gonna pick 20 again on the B, bend it up full step, play it unbent, and then 17 on the B. So now you're gonna go 20 on the high string, and then 20 unbent. So and there's one part in there, it's really hard to hear what he plays, so I just kind of like played the general idea of it, because after that lick, he goes like this, he goes, there's some kind of like, I don't know if it's noise that, you know, it's I don't know, it's not sloppy. It's just kind of like an inflection, whatever he's doing to it. I couldn't get it to sound just like it. Again, he just walks down the pentatonic scale, 17, 20, 17, 19, 17, and then you're gonna go 17, 19, and then 17 on the G, but he adds a lot of vibrato. It's like a little bit of vibrato and then a lot of vibrato. So. And there you guys have it. Just such a cool Angus Young solo. I mean, anytime you learn any Angus stuff, it's just a masterclass on how to play rock and roll with both melody, technique, attitude, the whole package. And there's a reason why Angus is one of the greatest of all time. So, like I said before, if you guys would like to dive more into Angus's, style of playing, his licks, check out my Angus Young Legends Unlocked course while it's on sale this week. Subscribe if you guys don't mind, and I'll see you all next time.